Hi, I'm Gayla. After 20 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I took the leap and started my own business to pursue my dream of creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own online business. Every week in this podcast, you'll receive practical ideas, hints, tips, and tricks to help you grow your online business where you can leverage your time and you can accomplish more. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Gayla Scrivener Show. I am so glad you joined me today. We are certainly going through some crazy times. Every one of us is turned upside down. And through this, I am seeing so much good and community, even though we are supposed to be distant. I am inspired by the innovativeness, the bravery, and even how folks are finding lighthearted ways to get through it all. Maybe people are thinking outside of the box because they are pushed in a corner, or maybe it's because now they don't have anything to lose. Whatever the case, I just wanted to share something in this week's podcast. Personal organizer Theresa Volesky isn't any different in this bravery, this innovativeness, this going into new territory. She has totally impressed me on how she's making a path for herself. She's blazing into new territory for herself, and she is growing her business. You met Theresa way back last fall in episode 81. And if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I do encourage you to flip back and go to it. I'll have a link in the show notes. But anyway, Theresa is a Theresa has technophobia. I mean an extreme case of being afraid of tech. At least she used to. You see, we started working together at the end of last year because she wanted to expand her business of personal organizing. She was given this idea a few years ago when she went to a seminar that she could take some of her services and go virtual. And she just could not get her head around that concept. She didn't know where to start. And those many years ago, probably 3 or 4, I would have to say, she shared with me that someday she was going to go virtual. But she waited. She wasn't ready. Her mindset wasn't ready. She didn't feel like it was possible. It wasn't tangible for her yet. But that desire of wanting to take her business online still stirred. At the end of last year, we started working more formally together with the intention of creating processes so that she could create an online following, provide value to her followers, and expand and scale online. And we took baby steps. And she loves mind mapping, so the very first part of us working together was to mind map all the possibilities. You see, she mind maps with her clients, so that fit in very nicely. That's how she operates. So we started there, and her mind was blown. But at the same time, she became very overwhelmed. I mean, it excited her to see all the possibilities, but at the same time, it was like a big mountain to climb. So how to get it done? And like I said, we took baby steps, creating new habits, just little things, one at a time. The first step was to crack that laptop open on a consistent basis. And then we digitally organized her contacts and started a strategy to consistently communicate with those contacts. We began exercising her muscle of creating content, writing out topics, And I was getting super, super excited, and I still am. I'm super excited when I work with her because I see every time that she writes something new that it is the beginning of building the content that will be eventually placed on her website. And my excitement got me thinking about all these possibilities for her, but I needed to rein myself in because when I'd get all excited, I'd start spilling more ideas and getting ahead of myself or getting ahead of her, and it just overwhelmed her. So I'd pull back, and we were taking baby steps. I really, really did not want her to stop before she really got started. I didn't want to overwhelm her so much that she didn't get enough momentum to start these little habits so that she could make a shift. Now, our first couple of meetings together were face-to-face, and we met at a local library. But soon we moved to Zoom video calls, and that was out of her comfort zone, but we did it. She had a client that wanted to pay by credit card. I helped her set up her PayPal account so that she could give them the opportunity to pay while she was right there. These little wins were huge for her, and she gained confidence. You see, Theresa is a very, very smart lady with a lot of determination. She just let years of not liking to work with technology just block her vision. I am so proud of her for beginning to lean into the process for making change for herself so that she could realize her dreams of growing her business. But it wasn't until just a few days ago that I got this text from Theresa, and I was so brimming with pride. She texted me. Oh, wait, here, let me read it to you verbatim. Hi, Gayla. Just finished with my first 4-hour Zoom session. Booked the next session. Hot damn. I am now officially a virtual organizer. Time to celebrate. How cool is that? I mean, really, how cool is that? For someone just a few short months ago who wouldn't even turn on her laptop, really didn't do much on her phone, just starting to tiptoe into becoming virtual, she just jumped right in it with both feet. Her determination of not letting her business fold because of quarantine status is so amazing. I am so stinking proud of her. I just can't say it enough. She may have started to gain some confidence in seeing the possibilities from us working together over the past few months, but it took a trigger to push her to stop tiptoeing and to totally jump in. She's taking the opportunity to really and truly learn, and not only just learn new things, but she's acting. She's acting upon what she's learned. She's taking chances. She's not playing it safe. What does she have to lose? We had a call the other day, and Theresa was kind enough to let me record some of our conversation so that I could share with you. I do hope you enjoy it, because if you're wanting to make a pivot in your life but are timid in doing so, my hope is that through our conversation that I had with Theresa, that it would inspire you to act, to stop tiptoeing and totally jump in. Take the opportunity to act. Now, I just want to say this, that this wasn't a formal podcast recording, so there are some distractions in the background and some weird sound anomalies. But what's more important was the excitement that you can hear in Theresa's voice. There's opportunity for growth, even in times of uncertainty. Actually, I believe that uncertain times is a perfect time for growth. So let's dive right on in.
So how has it been crazy for you?
Okay, so first off, being a business owner, the first week I was just trying to digest, wow, I may have to stop work because I don't want to infect somebody else and I don't want somebody else infecting me.
Well, because you go right into people's homes.
Exactly. Absolutely.
As a professional organizer, that's all you know.
You got it, girl. You so good. That's exactly it. Yeah. So I mean, and there's all the emotions that play into this. It's like, wow, what do I do? And every thought imaginable from really, really good to really, really bad was going through my head on what could happen here. I continued to work until they said that there was a stay-at-home order. So then I really had to scale back. So what I did is I thought, okay, health is the first priority here. It's not even about the money anymore. It's health. So what I did is I started working for only the clients that were self-quarantining. And that was mostly my older clients who were retired or close to, and who were single. They didn't have kids coming in and out of the house or teenagers or, so I'm like, okay. So I backed off because I do have clients who they're both still working. Mm-hmm. They're both still working. And one couple in particular, we're getting them ready for a major move. They sold their house. They're moving to a new house. So we were declutter, organizing, and packing. So I had to say, I'm sorry. I can, once this calms down, I can come and help you wherever you are in the process. And then again, my brain went to, okay, I need to start thinking of doing this virtually. So it has really, really changed how I'm doing stuff. I have one client who is a bookkeeper, and I've also helped her with time management, which means that she had projects that she just had too much, and it's a home-based business, so she has all those distractions of the animals, the kids, the husband, the yard work, all of that. I helped her do some time management and prioritizing. I did a 4-hour Zoom call with her, and we did a session through Zoom. So I am now a virtual organizer.
That is such a big win. Because, I mean, we started working together, last fall? And I know of this because we've known each other for years now. And you went to this seminar that inspired you to want to move into the digital world. The problem is you have a true fear of technology. And for the last several years, you've had this idea of, I can expand my business. I can make more impact if I go virtual. But that involves learning technology that I'm not comfortable with. So in reality, you kind of pushed it to the back burner.
Absolutely.
Still had that dream. And then we were talking last year, and we decided, you decided, it's like, let's move some forward. How can we move me toward this? Get comfortable with some technology.
Yes.
We started our own Zoom calls. We got you started on your CRM and just little steps that we're doing. Yes. And then, holy cow, things happened that you were forced to figure it out. I mean,
yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of funny because, and I hear about this sometimes, is, we want it all to be perfect, and we want to have everything lined up perfect before you start. That's how I was feeling. I wanted everything perfect, all my ducks in a row, everything great before I would launch going virtual. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? That is not how this happened.
No.
I had a little bit of confidence because I'd been working with you, so I'd already figured out how to do that part of it. And so it was definitely forced, but I had that little bit of confidence that I thought, I'm going to just take this step. I'm going to do this.
Yes. I think it is in life in general the pain has to be there for us to have action.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
And I am super proud of you. I mean, I am super stinking proud of you for taking that leap. When I got that text from you, they're just like, I just got finished with a 4-hour session on Zoom. is like, that is a whole win. You didn't have to have everything figured out. You're just making up the rules as you go. Every client is individual.
Yes.
And you work through it.
Right. And I didn't give up because the day before I had tried to figure out the whole Zoom thing, and I was flustered and so frustrated. The anxiety was like up to here. And I could have called her and said, I can't do this. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this. But I didn't. I kept pushing forward, and it worked. It worked. But I was at that breaking point, but I thought if I can push through this, I'm going to pop out the other side, and this could be something exactly what I was wanting. So with that being said, yeah, I did that, and she loved it. She actually put a check in the mail to me. She's like, let's do this again. And I'm like,
awesome.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
That even when you are used to the technology, it doesn't always work out the way you want. You get flustered, and
right.
The fact that you push through and say, I'm not going to let this beat me.
No,
I am going to get more experience and more confidence because things happen, and being able to problem solve and just making it work.
Yeah. Yep.
Not exactly how maybe you had it pictured, but making it work.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. She is also the client that I have set up I'm an accountability partner to her. So because I've helped her with the time management, and she has these projects, okay, we got out, she's using a day planner. We got out her day planner, and we had made a list, like as we were going through all of her paperwork, and she was like, oh, this is a whole project all on its own. Oh, this I could get done in 5 minutes. Oh, this is another project that's going to take, an hour. The stuff that she could get done right there and then, it might have been a phone call. One of the projects was actually, she has rental property in California. Her renters needed a new dishwasher. She researches everything to death. She's very thorough. So she had researched the dishwasher, but she had never ordered it. And then she needed to communicate to the guy, her handyman, who was going to install it. Anyway, so there were all these pieces, and it was just too much for her brain. And so anyways, we had that on the last week's accountability for her to do. And whatever she doesn't get done, then she does it right there when I am Zooming with her.
Nice.
So she got on, and in her past world, that would have just been pushed under the rug because it wasn't all that important. Do you see what I'm saying? She got on her computer. She'd already researched it. I helped her make a decision, because that was the other thing, is there was different things that she was wanting. And one of them was the height had to be a certain height. So anyways, but we got that ordered. She talked to the handyman on the phone. She got what he needed, and it got done. So she could check that off of her calendar.
You know
see
what
I'm saying?
Oh, yes. And what I see, how you help people as a professional organizer, it's not just moving stuff or getting rid of stuff. It is not only organizing space, but organizing your mind and your time and the intangibles. So and really having blocks that we all have. And what I'm hearing you in this example is that you help your clients by being that sounding board. Sometimes you have to talk things through and just say, oh yeah, it's okay. Oh, I have 2 choices of this dishwasher. It may seem insignificant, but if you have somebody to like bounce that off of, and then it's like, oh, I need to do that right now. Okay, I put up the phone and make that call. You're right there. You hold them accountable. And then it's like a huge weight lifted.
Yeah, she was so happy. She's like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to do this for like 4 months. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, her poor renters, but it was the process of her having someone come in to see if they could fix it, and then weighing, the money. and life just, she's a busy gal. She's got a lot going on, but I'm helping her get stuff done that then she can check off her list, and she loves that feeling because when we do a session, we look back at that list and I say, okay, what did you accomplish last week? Let's cross it off. You know, so yeah, so and I just keep her moving forward, because if you just keep moving forward, it will get it done. So anyways, I'm super excited about the accountability program that I've worked out.
Because you're texting, you're using technology, and this was before you were shifting into leaning into more digital, and so you set up an accountability program with her that you would have texting check-ins and a lot of contact with her, not just going into her home, but having this other contact, which was different, starting a different model for your business plan and leaning you in that way. And then all heck broke loose with stay-at-home orders, and that pushed you like, all right, video. Can we do this? Can I step out of not only my comfort zone, but also my client's comfort zone, that they're not accustomed to doing this, and will it work? And
it's working. I am ecstatic. I am absolutely ecstatic. And now what I'm seeing is people that are quarantined at home, what a perfect time to get organized. They
absolutely.
And they are like looking at a room thinking, where do I even start? How do I even go about this? So I am wanting to reach out to those people and just get some conversation even going and see how I can help them.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be huge. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
During this time, it is a scary time. It's a scary time health-wise. It's a scary time for people in traditional jobs that they're losing their jobs, and businesses are closing. But I also think that it's an opportunity that we're going to do business a different way. I don't think that we're going to go back to the exact same life we used to, because this is going to change our perspective. We're going to learn things that we might not necessarily wanted to learn before, but now we are. And it's giving us new angles. It's giving us new perspective and a new way of working with each other. Absolutely. Always face to face is when we are able to do that again at a level that we want to. That is great.
Right.
But the way that we do business may alter, and how we interact with folks is going to alter.
Yes. Yeah. One of the things about going virtual that is super exciting to me is that I'm going to be able to help more people.
Yes.
I do not have the drive time. Things may shift from a 4-hour session to a 3-hour session, but then that just means I can help more people, or I can give them that option. Whereas before, when I was driving, I guess I was at a 4-hour session. But I think it's going to look different now that we're doing it virtually. Some people, we may be able to get a whole bunch done in 2 hours. Do you see what I'm saying? Depending on what it is. If they're needing the time management, that is definitely doable in 2 hours.
Well, and your drive time, there's just more productivity when you don't have to have the commute time. But also, I know this of you, you have clients from the Pacific Northwest, and that's a long way from Midwest.
Yes.
And because that's where you're from, you have a lot of contacts there, and you travel there to see family and friends, but you also work. Well, that doesn't have to change. However, how it can change is that you can help them between trips, and you can have clients anywhere in the world that you can help.
Yes, which with that being said, you just jogged my memory. I have a client up in northern Washington, and before I had Zoom set up, but that same week, we actually did some FaceTiming.
Yeah.
And she wanted to organize her office. I had been there this last July, and we had gotten some of it done, but I had to come back here because I had clients. So, but what we did the Zoom call, we did a mind map, and then we prioritized and figured out the steps to get her where she wants to go. Then we decided that the smartest first move would be to clean out that huge drawer filing cabinet, and she didn't know where to start. So I walked her through it, and she found stuff. Let's see, her son, she has a son with Downs, and he's now 21. And so she was finding stuff from when he was a baby, you know, the doctor's appointments, all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, what do I keep? What don't I keep? So we sifted through it, and we got that all cleaned out. And she ended up
over FaceTime.
Over FaceTime, and it took about an hour for us, because we only focused on cleaning it out. What is keep? What is recycle? What is shred? You know, and that's what my January's email was all about.
Yeah.
So basically I implemented that, and in 1 hour she had that all cleaned out. And so our next step is going to basically be setting up that filing system for her. So what drawer we're going to put the personal stuff in, what drawer we're going to put the business stuff in.
I love how you chunk things down.
Yes.
Because a big room or the whole house is so overwhelming. And when you break it down, and let's just focus on this drawer, and then you have this win, and then you move to the next thing, and then you have another win, and with those, I mean, that's what I do. The details matter. The little chunking of things just make a huge difference. And it's the little habits that we have in our life. It's the little things in general that make a huge difference. And then over time, you see big results.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I don't care if we're talking about exercise and you start out with 5 sit-ups, you know, and then you move up to 10 and move up, and then that's what you're doing. And it's those little things over time, doing that consistently. And you find that you are in shape. You have no belly anymore.
Exactly. So, and that's what you're helping me do. You're helping me set up a system that's going to work for me virtually. You're helping me to create those habits, just like I'm helping my clients create those habits. And that's what it's about. It is about creating those habits
and helping people.
Yes.
And I sent you back your email. You sent me we'll send it out, your email, but what it means to have support with a tender heart. I loved what you wrote, and I hardly even edited it, you know.
Okay.
And it is really, really cool that you're still staying consistent on what we had already established, and you're building upon that. What I'm excited about, all these writings, I'm getting to know you better. I'm hearing the stories. I'm also seeing the opportunity that we're going to guide you onto your website. I mean, because the biggest thing that I see from my perspective, when people want to do a website, they spend a lot of money to get a designer, but they don't even know what they want to put up on the website yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, it's more than pictures. It's a lot of who you are and what you want to say.
Right.
And it's not that we're waiting to have everything perfect, but you're working that muscle of expressing yourself and
Yep.
getting things down on paper and virtual paper, getting it down digitally.
Hey,
and getting a library already kind of under the surface that we're going to be using these stories and illustrating how you help people. And as you are just diving right in and figuring things out, I know this of you as your reason why of, hey, I'm still going to do this, because even owning my own business and building my own business as a personal organizer, it's hard. You got to find your clients, and there's ups and downs and freak out moments.
Right.
And you just have to figure it out to keep going.
Yes, absolutely.
But when we are faced with what we're going through in society right now, and then having the lockdowns, it's still, I mean, you've already gone through that uncertainty, and you already go through uncertainty. So you're just, seems as though it's not that you don't have any freak out moments, but it's like you're like, I'm just determined. I'm going to figure this out, and my business is going to shift some way, but I'm still going to do this.
Yeah. Yep. And to realize that I don't know it all, but that I know people who know what I don't know. And I have that support, and that is so stinking huge, and being able to realize that I'm not in this alone.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, thanks for listening. I do hope you were inspired. Because of my work with Theresa, I had this idea to start a We Treat Wednesday, spelled WETREAT. And I had this idea some time ago, and I picture a group of individuals where we can share resources, we can share ideas, we can help each other out in a roundtable type discussion. Well, last week, I started my very first We Treat Wednesday, and it's at 4 o'clock Central Time, and it is a Zoom call, and it's a place to gather and to share ideas, resources, maybe vent, be inspired. Just think outside your normal box. And even if we need to share a screen so that we can show each other something real quick, that's an opportunity too. Why not? And I'd love for you to join us. All you have to do is to register by going to GaylaScrivener.com/We Treat. It's weekly, and I remind you about the meetings, and my hope is that you would enjoy it enough to keep coming every week, and that you'll find fellowship and value. It's a time to be comfy. Grab your favorite drink, your favorite treat, or both. Nestle into your favorite chair and join us for We Treat Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Central. Now, I love this quote from Helen Keller. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Let's keep growing our communities and be together, even though we are in a time where we have to have distance between us. I hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening.